Arthur, I have a question.
Yeah. So yes, Brian, please.
Yes. What's the learning curve on this? I'm wondering if Jamie had a hard time figuring it out, or his spouse helped him.
Yeah, that's a great question. Maybe Jamie and Teresa, if you guys wanted to answer that question.
Actually, it was really simple to get it set up and get it going. Most days I leave it on the table and he comes at whenever he wants to and sticks his hand in it and starts using it on his own and doesn't need any assistance. The game was definitely glitching out. I think it's done that before where it's just something's not working together on it. Yeah. And then the next one will pick up or something. So, but other than that, I mean, he's been doing it independently for pretty much since we got it after the first maybe week.
Okay, so he's able to strap it on himself?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he needs to get up and use a restroom or wants to take a break, he just takes it off, moves on his way and then comes back, straps it back on again and gets going.
All right. Thank you.
You bet.
Jamie and Teresa, are you guys doing any PT or OT right now?
Well, he just got his second vaccine last week for COVID. So I did actually just today send a note to his doctor requesting a referral back into PT and OT, but it's likely going to be 5 to 6 weeks before they can even get him scheduled in.
Okay.
So he's been doing virtual speech therapy, and I bought him an exercise, like a little mini elliptical for the floor for his legs. I would really love to get the foot mentor on him at some point just for the fine motor because he's walking okay. But it's that fine motor learning and the knee and stuff I've noticed, and what I've seen this do for him at some point. I'd love to add that and give that a try too.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Right, sounds good. Thank you guys. Thank you. And Brian, did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. My concern is that it's his left side, but he also we both have familial shakes. So, which is essential tremors. And, sometimes it's hard for him to do some motor skills, even when his hands were good. So I'm wondering, if it's going to need assistance, or if it's something once it's adjusted, you put your hand in there, you're good to go. Because I watched the Power Hour 2 weeks ago, I think, and there was a woman because her hand was so small, it just didn't strap in properly. So, yeah, I guess that's my main concern. If we decided to go ahead with this, we'd be able to do it on his own.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Being able to put it on by yourself is huge, right? Because you kind of get that independence where you can do it on your own time, and if you can do it on your own time, then you can do more of it, which is the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah, right.
So that's a great point to bring up. And we do have a few different attachments as well that can make it a little bit easier if there is difficulty with getting the Motus hand on, because sometimes if the motor function if you can't get it on completely there with your fingers, if your fingers are in a fist or can't get it strapped in, we have a few different attachments as well, so can definitely work with you guys on that too.
Okay, one more question: is my brother still on, or did he leave the meeting?
He is not on anymore.
He's not. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm probably going to sign off, but we'll be in touch. I want to talk to him separately, and I appreciate your time.
Yep, sounds good, Brian. And we hope to see you guys. Continue to see you on Power Hour. Even if you're not using the Motus hand, just doing maybe Francis can be on doing his other therapies, right?
Yeah.
Brian, can I just add one thing?
Sure.
Well, Jamie doesn't have the tremors. His motor planning part of the brain was like heavily damaged. So things that were easy, you'd think would be relatively easy to do, still take a tremendous amount of thinking through. So and that's where I think after like the first few times where we worked, helping him with this, but he was off to the races after that. So if that gives you anything, I mean, we started square one and like not even knowing how to use a spoon or a fork. So
How long has he been doing this therapy?
the Motus we started with, I want to say in March.
Okay.
And he had zero movement in this right arm. And so now hearing that there's some flexation and the arm would just kind of hang. And
Yeah.
I was really worried he was getting a lot of shoulder subluxation, where now this is like much, there isn't the subluxation he had because he's getting that muscle tone in the arm. So even though the arm's not moving, it is helping too by getting the, strength in the shoulder muscles. So, I mean, for that reason alone, I'm just incredibly grateful, to see that the muscle tone in this arm not deteriorating from just hanging at his side. Right. So, for what that's worth, but he did, I mean, he's come like they had no prediction of hope for him whatsoever when his stroke occurred, walking or anything. And so to see where he's come and, like I said, this Motus has been invaluable. I really do believe for him gaining that piece where he knows he has the decision to do his therapies and when to do them, and
right.
that he knows he's doing something for himself, but also, like I said, that muscle tone, just the improvement of him having back his arm muscles is, it's so great to see.
Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.